What's happening, YouTube, man? It's your boy Dre, man, back with another banger, man. And as you can see by the title, man, this is a day I've been waiting for a real long time, man. I ain't gonna lie, man, it's time to wake this car up, man. Wake the bed up, man. They've been asleep for a little minute, but today we about to wake it up, man. We about to put some long tube headers on the Corvette today. They right here. I got the Hedman brand headers. Matter of fact, as you can see, I already got them out the pack. Hedman. I got Hedman headers, long tube headers. I'm about to install those today. This is all the kits right here. Well, this is the other flange part that goes to connect to the headers. I got all the bolts for all this. I got the gaskets. And it even came with some stickers to go with it as well. So what I gotta do is first, I already removed the whole air pump system in the last video. So today what I gotta do is basically like I just gotta remove those bolts right here. It's just 1, 2, 3. It's like it's only 6 of them, honestly. That would like I gotta remove. It don't like it's gonna be that hard, honestly. So, but I already know it's gonna be more to it than that, honestly. So I'm about to go ahead and get this out of the way. And I know some other things. I gotta fix that sensor right there, that engine coolant temperature sensor. Since I can actually get to it as well. Since once I take the header off, I'll be able to get to it. And on this side it's the same thing. I don't know if I gotta move the spark plugs to take them out, because they literally are right under that, and I don't want to break them or anything like that. So I might have to take them out, I don't know, but we gonna see. But so far, it don't look like it's gonna be too much of a bad job or a hard task for me to do. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know how this process began. I'm gonna set the camera up, let y'all see me work on everything. I'm gonna give y'all, I'm gonna give y'all every little step I do, every little way I go. So make sure I clean this up really good too. But yeah, man, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Alright, so I ended up taking the spark plugs out because some of the bolts are actually, well, the headers are actually on top of some of the spark plugs, so I just took them all out on both sides. So now I'm actually about to get into it and start unbolting these. These are size 15, so I'm about to go and get my socket right here and starting unbolting these bolts right here, and let's get into it. Alright, so it's gonna be like a little clamp. Let me see if I can get it to focus. It's gonna be between the oil stick. Okay, focus. Basically the oil dipstick and this bolt right here is gonna be like a little clamp that connects in between them like this. So all you gotta do is, once you unloosen the first washer off, it should be able to slide out the way so you can get the second washer off to the next bolt in order to take the header off. So we're gonna keep moving. I got these out so far. Now I'm about to get this one out and then those out. I'm gonna keep moving forward. All right, so I finally got this side out. These back two back here was really hard to get to, so I had to use like a socket right here to get it out. But I managed to get it out. It took me about 15-20 minutes to get those last two out. So now since I got this side done, and it's not no O2 sensor on this side, I don't gotta worry about unplugging it. I can go to this side now, and this side should be much easier because I got way more space on this side. That's why I started on that side. I can go ahead and pop these out real quick and take this latch off as well, because I took this latch off on the other side. I meant to mention that was connected to the AC compressor. If you want y'all seen in the video, I don't know what I did with the piece, but I had it somewhere back here. But it's the latch that connects to the AC compressor to that right there. I had it sitting up here somewhere, probably fell under the car somewhere, but it's a latch that connects right there to that bolt, to the bolt onto the head. So once you'll move that, you should be good to go. And then now I'm about to get to this side, and let's get this side on and popping. All right, so now I got all the bolts off on both sides, as you can see. Well, let me show you. It's loose now on both sides, so now I actually got to go up under the car, and it's a hook that's connected on top of this, so I can actually drop this whole thing now. I believe it's up there. I got to get my flashlight because there's nothing else hooked onto these. So what I got to do now, just unhook that hook that's on top of there, so this whole thing can drop down, and see if it's another one back there anywhere. Hook the rest of this because I want to drop this whole exhaust, and let's see if we can get this thing to drop. All right, y'all. So I honestly got stuck on this piece. I stripped the bolt, so it kind of blew, messed up everything for the night. Really frustrated. So I'm gonna just probably start tomorrow. But it's a bolt right there on top That one right there. So, and it's two of them. Already got the other one out on this side. But that one is still in there. It's script because I was trying to take it off, but the bolts was really, really rusted in. And I scripted trying to take this bolt out right there. So, I got to figure out how I'm going to take that bolt off somehow, some way. That is literally the last bolt I got to take off so I could drop down the exhaust, which is so crazy. So that would make me frustrated because I was like, bro, I literally got one bolt to take off just so it can drop down because it's hooked onto the hanger right there. So once I take that bolt off, the whole hanger is going to drop. And that's going to drop the manifolds and everything else. But it's script, which is so crazy because that's the last bolt. So, man, this is going to wrap it up for today's video because I need to take a break from this car. And tomorrow I'm going to just look up some videos of how to actually get it from out of there while it's stripped because I got literally everything off. I just got to figure out how to get that last one bolt out of there. So, man, I'm going to catch y'all on the next video for tomorrow, man. This will be it for today. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I'm about to try to get this bolt off that I stripped. I got a whole extraction kit right here for it. So we're going to see if we can get this bolt off over here. Once I get that bolt off, the exhaust should be able to drop down. And I got to take the rear mufflers off as well and screw those bolts. And I should be able to drop this whole thing down to where I can actually put my headers on. The headers should be pretty easy, simple to put on. Because like I got a good bit amount of space on the driver's side. I know this one's pretty easy. But the passenger side, I might have to wiggle it in a little bit to get it up in there. But I'm pretty sure it's going to fit pretty smooth in there. So, what we about to do is see if I can get this stuff to drop down. And, yeah, get to it. Alright, man, so I finally got the bolt out. The distractor bolt thing actually worked. So I finally got the exhaust kind of hanging down a little bit now. Let me see if I can show you. It's hanging down just a little bit. But the last thing I got to do now is remove these bolts on the rear exhaust. This one don't even have bolts because this actually just hanging on by this wire or whatever this is. But these bolts are up under here, which are on this latch right here, but you can't see it. I ain't got my flashlight right now, but this is some bolts right there I got to unbolt. And then this should be able to drop down because those hangers isn't connected to anything at all. So this should be able to just drop right down once I unbolt all this. And then we should be good to go. So I'm gonna catch y'all when I get finished unbolting that. And then we'll drop this exhaust down. Alright, so I finally got all the bolts off. I'm about to just see how it drops down, honestly. So I'm probably just set the camera right here. That way y'all can see it drop down too, I guess. So let's see. Alright, so what I had to do to lower the exhaust is I actually had to unbolt this. So this should actually just come right up top now. I gotta move some things out of the way. But I'm gonna sit my camera down and see if I can pull this header up and out of here right quick. So I'm gonna sit the camera down, so I'm gonna try to pull this up. Alright, so I finally got both the headers out, man. It had took me some time to actually wiggle this one out. I had a manhandle that one, get that one up out of there. Got one right there. And then we got the other one over there. And this was way easier. This one came out super easy. And now that I remember, I can also replace that sensor, the engine coolant temperature sensor. So I don't forget. That goes right there. See the little sensor that's hanging? I can go ahead and replace that, resolder that, put it back up in there, connect it. And now I can get to go ahead and bolt the other headers back up in here. Finally get the bolt back up in there. So now I'm about to go ahead and get these old new headers, put the gaskets on, finish soldering this wire, and put the headers on. Alright, so I finally got this wire started. As you can see right there, I started it, got that one back on there. So now I gotta do is just plug this back in. And this sensor, it's a little bit long, but I made it a little bit long for a reason. Just in case I got it restarted again or anything else happens, I got a little extra wire. But this one actually goes right above where I just started it at, if I can get this flashlight to stay there. Alright. This plugs in literally right here though. Just like that. But I'm gonna remove it anyway since I gotta put the headers in, so I'm not gonna leave it. I'm gonna make sure I get these headers to fit on here first. And then I'm gonna plug it back up. But yep, I got that done, so now I can go ahead and get these headers in. So I'm gonna set this camera up, put these gaskets on, make sure everything line up correctly, check the bolts, and I'm gonna put these headers in. Alright, so I finally got one header in, man. Let me see if I can get the flashlight so y'all can see. Let me grab my flashlight. Finally got it in, man. I had a fight with this thing just to get this thing up in here, but it bolted up pretty smooth, man. I need to get one more bolt because this bolt to the back fell. So I gotta actually get it, or if I can find it in here somewhere. But I was looking, and I have yet to find out where that bolt fell to. And it ain't too many places it can fall to, so I don't know where it went exactly. But I'll continue looking. If I don't find it, oh well, I'll just get another bolt because I need that bolt. And also, when I was doing this, the engine coolant temperature sensor broke off because I was trying to finagle in there. So I replaced this wire in order to put that on there. Now I gotta replace the sensor. But it's all cool. The sensor isn't that much, so I'm gonna replace that sensor for that side. So this side is all good and bolted up. All I had to do was unplug that starter wire at the bottom down there. I had to unplug that wire just so I can slide the header all the way up and move the dipstick as well. So I'm gonna order me another engine oil dipstick just so I can have it sticking up through this side, because I'm gonna take this one off because this one's bent now. But I'm gonna take this one off because the dipstick was in the way as well. That was the main thing that was in the way. So I'm gonna replace the dipstick and the coolant temperature sensor, but that's the only thing I have to replace. And this side I have not started on yet, but it's gonna be really easy because way more space, as you can see. So I can literally go on top with this or on bottom, however I want to do it. It's gonna be much a little easier and faster process. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this right side, the driver's side in, and I'm gonna catch y'all whenever I get done. Alright, man, so I finally got everything bolted up, and honestly I ended up using that bolt from over here because this side wasn't lined up right on this bolt. So I'm gonna get another bolt because the way these bolts is shaped in here, it was like a little outer rounding part around it, what kind of hits against this header line. So what I'm gonna do is see if I can get a smaller bolt with the same threads to fit in here to plug that hole as well. But I got everything tightened back up. All I gotta do now is put the spark plugs back in, and we actually get to see how the car sounds. It's gonna sound amazing. It's gonna be open headers. I'm gonna remove the O's off the way, but this how it looks. Everything lined up really good, man. Hedman headers, bro. It's not gonna lie, these are some really good headers. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with the O2 sensor as well. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna get a replacement, or if I'm gonna use it, how I'm gonna use it, and everything like that. But this is the open headers. I'm gonna put these spark plugs back in. I got everything bolted up. Everything's good to go. It should be good to crank whenever I cut it on. The battery shouldn't be dead. And yeah, so I'm gonna put these spark plugs in right quick, and I'll show you how it sounds. Alright, so I finally got the wires back in. It kind of had a little hard time trying to get these wires and spark plugs back in because the headers are actually kind of in the way, so I kind of had to maneuver them and move the wires up a little bit. But I got all the wires back in, everything plugged back in on both sides. Make sure I double check, make sure I got everything plugged back in properly. So just to double check, go back over all of them. Alright, I'm about to start it up for y'all, see how it sounds. too. Got a wire on that pipe, and these pipes get hot fast. So the reason why it's smoking on this side is I gotta figure out another place to put this wire. That. Cause all they're gonna do is just burn off on the end. Yeah. Yeah. So I got a couple wire and I gotta actually move around so it don't be touching the headers, because the headers get hot really fast. And every time you see when I turn the car off, it stops smoking because it's burning these wires, these spark plug wires, because they're touching it really close. So I'm probably gonna, I should have heat wrapped it. So I'm probably gonna just do some more heat wrap and do some more electrical wrapper around the rest of the spark plugs and the headers or whatever I can. But it actually sounds really good. Super loud, super duper loud, honestly. But yeah, I definitely need to get the rest of the exhaust on because I definitely can't drive it like that. That's too loud. But that's gonna be it for today's video, man. I hope y'all like, comment, subscribe. Man, for sure, man. I finally got the long two pedals on. I get to take all this off, going to the junkyard tomorrow, and get the rest of my exhaust put on this car. Because, yeah, that is a little too loud. But that's me for today's video, man. I'm going to go ahead and do some more touch-ups on this car tomorrow, get that sensor replaced, and I'll let y'all know the farther things I'll do tomorrow on it, whatever else I got to do to it. Until then, man, I'll catch y'all in the next video. It's your boy Dre. I'm out.